Hey, this is Zagam from Z Biology again. So, today our topic will be the cell cycle. Now, the cell cycle is the cycle in which the cell literally divides into two. So, this division is of different types. It can be mitosis or meiosis, but in today's lecture we will be going to discuss the mitosis. That means when the cell divides into two exactly similar daughter cells. So here I am drawing the nucleus, its endoplasmic reticulum, the plasma membrane, and the organelles. The most important organelle in this topic will be the centrosomes that are present just right next to the nucleus. We have the mitochondria and vacuoles as well inside the cytoplasm. So inside the nucleus we have chromosomes. Now you can see these chromosomes, but these are only visible when the cell is going to divide. Let me just zoom into this chromosome. Now this here is a chromosome which has one central position called as the centromere and two chromatids. Now you can have many chromosomes. This chromosome specifically is a duplicated chromosome. That means it has two chromatids. Likewise, I am drawing another duplicated chromosome which has two chromatids. Now this here is a pair which could be called as a homologous pair. In human beings, we have 46 chromosomes in the form of 23 pairs, half from the father side and half from the mother side. I hope you got it. Now there is another thing which you have to understand. Sometimes the chromosomes are not in duplicated form. Sometimes they are like this, having one centromere and one chromatid. So this chromosome will be called as a normal chromosome or a single chromosome. Now let's just jump right into the cell cycle, starting off from the interphase. The interphase is the main phase of the cell cycle. That means the most important phase of the cell cycle and the longest phase of the cell cycle is the interphase. The phase is there for the preparation of the cell only. Apparently you don't see any type of changes occurring inside the cell during this phase, but this is the most important phase. It is also misleadingly called as the resting phase. Interphase is further divided into different phases, subphases. Now these subphases are G1, S phase and G2 phase. G1 stands for the gap 1 phase. We can call S phase as synthesis and G2 for gap 2 phase. Now we will look from phase to phase what happens during the cell division. Let's suppose we start with the cell having 46 chromosomes. All of them are the normal chromosomes. Okay? The normal with one chromatid. When the cell passes from G1 phase, what happens is nothing apparently changes. The number of chromosomes remain the same and all of the 46 chromosomes are again the normal ones. So what actually happens in gap 1 phase? So the gap 1 phase, everything inside the cell doubles except from the DNA. That means every organelle inside the cell is now doubled because it has to divide into two. Now we have 46 chromosomes, the normal ones. Then the cell goes from the S phase. What happens in the S phase? This phase is fairly important because here the DNA doubles. That means DNA replication takes place. So DNA doubles with the help of DNA replication and all of these chromosomes, the normal ones, are now converted into duplicated chromosomes. So duplicated chromosomes look like this. So we have 46 chromosomes, but now they are duplicated. Hope you got the difference. Then the cell passes from the G2 phase and apparently nothing happens. Cell only prepares for the M phase now. So G1 phase completes in 9 hours, S phase takes 10 hours, and G2 phase completes in 4.5 hours. So after the M phase, we have two daughter cells. Now these are exactly similar to the parent cell. So let's look at the M phase. What happens in the M phase that the cell divides into two? Now actually the visible cell division occurs in the M phase. So the M phase is divided further into four phases: the prophase, the metaphase, the anaphase, and the telophase. We will look into these phases one by one in the next video. Let's just look at one more thing. This cell cycle has two checkpoints like this: checkpoint 1 and the checkpoint 2. These two checkpoints are there to ensure that everything during the cell division, this complex cell cycle, is going okay. So checkpoint 1 checks for there are sufficient nutrients, the cell has the proper cell size, and there is no DNA damage. This G1 checkpoint, checkpoint 1, happens right after G1. Now looking at checkpoint 2. Checkpoint 2 normally checks that the replication of DNA has occurred properly or not, and there is no DNA damage. So this was the first overview of mitosis that explains the interphase. In the next video, we are going to look at the mitosis.